Hello, and welcome to the Friday Night Craft and Chill. Had some technical difficulties starting out. I don't know what it was. I think what it was is I started OBS and I was on another YouTube account that doesn't have streaming. So when I switched the account over to the random diorama account, OBS wouldn't connect. And I kept trying different ways of doing that, and then I was like, all right, why didn't I restart the computer? So I restarted the computer, and then it worked. Fat Red Foo, yeah, I can see your chat, man. Yeah, I had to switch to live chat. You're not showing up in top chat. In top chat, I see no Fat Red at all. Oh yeah. So I've had a few items up on eBay. Some dioramas, just some small stuff. Like this little guy is up on there, real cheap. I'm just trying to get rid of some stuff, so I think this is up for 30 or 35 bucks. On eBay, I don't usually link any of my eBay stuff. I've kind of normally kept it separate from the random diorama stuff because I've had the eBay for a million years. But if anyone happens to be watching and is interested, it's just search for action figure diorama and it'll pop up. 1/12 scale. But I've sold a few things on there. And so I'm gonna be probably making this into a really simple stone room, like a dungeon room. Yeah. This is my socialization without chat. Yeah, well, that's a little rough. I mean, you could probably start another account, Fat Red, but that would be annoying, I suppose. Yeah. Action Joe Figs, what's up, man? Where is... I tell ya. What do we got coming in here? It's going pretty good, Action Joe. Not restarting all your memberships, yeah, that would be annoying for sure. Just got one more week of work, then off for 2 weeks for the Christmas break. That's pretty sweet. Tuesday night this coming week. Nice. Ed, have you guys been doing the stream? I haven't been paying attention to anything lately. Roughly every other week. That's not too bad. When Travis doesn't bail. Highly articulated. I'm obviously not highly articulated at this moment. What's up, Adam? I don't usually like to use plastic rulers as a guide, but if I go slow, it's not too bad, but it still feels like I just feel like it's going to jump at some point. The blade, that is. Yeah, Action Joe Figs. If I was doing just like plain tile, like big tiles, that would be all I would do. But I'm gonna make this look kind of like a rougher texture stone floor, so I'm gonna come through with the knife and, like, you know, cut out the corners and then ding it up with some foil to texture it and stuff. It's also kind of cool, like, you can see the line is cut there but not opened by the pencil yet. If you use thinner things, like this is much thinner than a pencil. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. It's still open, the line is open, but it's much thinner than the pencil line. So if I was doing something like to make it look mechanical or maybe more futuristic, I would use the thinner lines sometimes. So yeah, there's little things you could do like that doesn't seem like it would be much, but when you go to paint it, it actually has a different look. going on, Troy? Hey, Briscoe. Where's this? Let's move this way a little bit. Whoa. Come on, man. Right there, I think. Working on my room diorama. Yeah, Troy, what is the dio gonna be? Don't cut yourself yet. Thank you, Briscoe, for the tip. I've been pretty fortunate with that, actually, Briscoe, and not cutting myself. However, I do feel like as I get a little older, the likelihood of it happening is probably increasing. Mudhorn Station, what's going on, man? I cut myself once every dio build at least. It's not hard to do. I mean, especially not if you have Sasquatch fingers. That's a lot to deal with. What is that? Small Verse Studio? Oh, thank you, man. Are you doing well, Small Verse? Used to cut myself every time as well. I mean, I feel like that happens if you try to rush, right? If you're rushing a lot. It can be hard to slow down, but I guess I don't go super slow anymore either. When I get tired and I'm rushing, like I just want to be done, it really happens, or I haven't really, like I said, I really haven't cut myself badly or barely at all, honestly. But, yeah, knock on wood on that. But, when I'm doing things that are round, like trees, or organic things, more like rocks, and I stop thinking about the shape of it, and I just want to, like, you know, move quickly to kind of not think while carving it, then those are usually the times that I find my hand might be in a danger zone position more often than it should be, and my spidey sense starts tingling. Like, what are you doing, dummy? Stop doing that. We are going to need a staircase somewhere back here, so let me think about that now. Okay, so what is that? Half, then a... check out what the stairs might look like first. X-Acto blades, dude, man, it all hurts. There's no question. Like, this thing, I was using them for a long time without even thinking about, oh yeah, it could really mess you up if you're not careful. You know, I was just carving away, and then many, many years, like more than a decade after I started using this type of knife, I started doing short form video. And on short form video, you know, TikTok, or mainly Reels at first, everyone was like, oh, you're going to cut yourself, watch your hand, you know, over and over again. And it made me kind of paranoid. Like, I never thought about it before people kept bringing it up. And I mean, not like you guys. You guys are just conversating. But I used to call them the knife police. If you ever, like, go through some of my older, you know, my old shorts on Instagram, at one point, it's like every video I had me carving, people were like, you know, don't follow this guy. Oh, he's so dangerous, you know. And, yeah, I remember I was getting blood sugar tests, or prothrombin time, because I was on warfarin for a while, years ago now. And so I kept getting my finger prick, and I would have a Band-Aid there, and people called me out for having a Band-Aid on my hand, saying that, you know, oh, at least he's not trying to hide the Band-Aid, because I'm sure he cut himself. Okay. Yeah. But the, you know, all that did drive engagement, so I didn't really mind it. Good to see your Gandalf cosplay is improving by the week. I've trimmed it back a few times, but yeah, it's growing in right now. Thanks for the shout out. Been diagnosed with ADHD. Coming across your videos, nice, and it's part of my therapy now. Yeah, man, I think it's very therapeutic for sure. Arts and crafts in general, but you know, as I alluded to, I was on Warframe before, and it was building these things was definitely part of my healing process in that time frame as well. So, and I think a lot of people get into stuff like this when they're going through something and they need to just get away from the world a little bit. Also, it's probably more mentally healthy than like video games or just brain rot. So many pieces of foam that are part of started dios, but I have absolutely zero time to finish things. You know, yeah, man, that happens. I will say I used to have a lot of stuff like that. Not so much anymore. This live stream actually has been great for that, because when I just wouldn't have an idea, I'd just pull something off the shelf that was sitting there for like a year or two and kick it out. So I have a few things that are laying around, but not too many. Most things are finished. Yeah, most things are finished that I have. They might need like finishing touches, because when is anything actually done, right? You could always keep adding more and more and more. That is where only element of control I have. Yeah, it's I mean, no doubt it's a form of escapism, but you're producing something which is gives a sense of accomplishment, you know, and a lot of the time you're unplugging while you're doing it too. You're not just staring at a screen. Although, you know, you might be listening to something like this or watching something like this occasionally, and that's fine. But the actual act of making the diorama, you're not wholly consumed by the digital world. Got you off Warcraft after 20 years. Mudhorn, I never played Warcraft that much. But I did play Ultima Online. Adam says I usually watch this when I'm working on emails and live. Yeah, that's totally cool, man. This is Ted used to fall asleep to this stream all the time back when he used to watch it. I played Ultima Online from 1997 to like maybe 2003, somewhere in there. And when Warcraft came out, World of Warcraft, I wanted to like it, but I just didn't, because it didn't have player killing all over the place. Like, I liked the realism, which I know a lot of people didn't, but I liked that constant threat, and it didn't have player housing in the open world like Ultima did, which ruined the game, by the way, in some ways, right? You can just build houses all over, and the whole world got claimed by people. But I don't know. I did not want to deal with a game that didn't have those elements. So I kind of Looked for that for a long time, never really found it. Eve was kind of close, but I did play a little WoW, though. I will say, I mean, before I started the dioramas up again in 2021, I was playing a online MMO. It's like, almost looks like 16-bit, but it's like sandboxy. It's an indie game. And I was gonna try to make an online game. You know, I was playing around doing, what did I do? I made like a, you know, learning to, what was it? I can't remember the game engine. It wasn't Unity or any of the big ones like that. It might have been Phaser. I know I played with Phaser. But, you know, I did like little cheesy side scroller, some, you know, tried to make a copy of Flappy Bird, that kind of thing. Just little tutorial things. And I'm looking for a game, and I found this game, and I was like, wow, I want to, you know, play it a little bit to see what the game is like, right? Yeah, that was a mistake. So I stopped being productive at all, and ended up playing this game for like 3 years. Although I didn't initially plan on it, I ended up being the guild master of the tribe I was in, or the leader of the tribe. And I think that game probably contributed to, although some of the people in it were really cool, probably contributed to the health situation I had, because I was sitting in front of the computer way too much. Star Wars Galaxy, yeah. Galaxies. Jay Gonzo, what's going on, man? Yeah, Ultima Online was just the wild, wild west of MMOs. There were no rules. They didn't know what was going on yet. They had no idea what it was going to be like with having players affect the world like that in the game. So things were not quite as locked down in UO as they were in later MMOs. They learned a lot in UO, though. Okay, I think... Oh, we gotta do this side here. Trip D Outpost says, hello, people. Hello, Trip. Alright, I need to plan for a door, and I need some stairs. What are we going to do for stairs? Alberto, what's going on, man? Doing okay today. Actually got a decent amount of sleep. Got here. I was a Lego guy before I got completely into action figures. I've had a Lego Star Wars Advent calendar every year for about 10 years. Yeah, Lego's cool. I used to love Lego when I was a kid. I almost got into the whole like Lego investing and everything. When was that? That might have been, man, that was a while ago now, maybe 2016. I was on Bricklink for a short period of time. I decided I was going to go whole hog on Legos, and I was doing a lot of eBay at the time, so I bought like all the little drawer sorter things, and I think I bought 20 of those. And I had lots of Lego sets that I had bought on clearance, and some of them were actually, decent sets. Lord of the Rings stuff and Star Wars. And so I just broke them up and started doing the whole, like, sorting it into... I don't remember how I categorized it, but I was following, people's recommendations on how to sort it all into this system for Bricklink, which it was kind of crazy. Making a YouTube playlist with music from Numa City. Yeah, that'd be cool, Fat Red. Yeah, those Lego Advent calendars are pretty neat. Okay, so how big? I don't even know. Sorting Lego is an art. There is no perfect way to do it. Yeah, it was an interesting... I mean, it was mega time consuming getting all that set up, and I can't even remember what I did with all those things. I can't even remember. I know I sold a couple to a friend of mine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had 20 of them that were stacked. Yeah, 20. At least, yeah. Yeah, I think it was 20. And I know I had like them all individually labeled. And kids start, yeah. Yeah, that would be... That's a different dynamic right there, Adam, that's for sure. That was one of my biggest rules for things with eBay was I can't play with the stuff. It's not for me. I bought it to sell it. I didn't buy it to play with it. It wasn't a hobby for me. That kind of thing right there. But Lego, admittedly, and I wasn't 100% with that. I usually was pretty good about it. I will admit there are some things I wish I would have kept some of the Lord of the Rings sets of the Legos that I had. Like a lot of the... I can't even remember the ones. Maybe like Council of Elrond and some other ones. Just, I got them on pretty good clearance. And so I had, I don't remember, maybe like 20, 15, in between 15 and 30 of each set I was buying. I would see them one place, I'd buy them up, and then I'd go to another store and see what they had. Those last few years before Toys R Us went out of business, I was getting crazy deals there too. They were really doing some interesting clearance sometimes. Yeah, it's definitely pricey. And it's like so many toys, right? A lot of the companies have realized that they're not catering to children anymore so much as they're catering to adults that have adult money. And it's pushed the price range of things up a lot. Sure, some things are more detailed and they're spending, more R&D and all that. You can argue on some of these items. But, yeah, I mean, if you look at the Lego aisle, like in a Target or a Walmart or something, it looks like most of that stuff is not something kids would want to play with. I mean, no kid is going to want to... I mean, maybe a girl would, I don't know. But those flowers and some of the more realistic stuff, it's, it's supposed to capture the nerd audience for sure. And the prices have gotten pretty nuts. I haven't even looked in a long time on the Lego site at like their epic sets or whatever they call them. The they did like the Millennium Falcon and the Star Destroyer and all those giant box sets. What the heck was the name of that? Lego something. Ultimate, maybe? Lego Excessive Money Grab. Yeah, that's the name of the collection. The Excessive Money Grab line. You said it again, dude. Botanicals? Bionicle. You mean Bionicle? I'm thinking Fat Red. Lego is really trying to take advantage of the increase in adult collectors, so the sets keep getting more complicated and way more expensive. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean... Spellcheck is having a stroke. It's no problem, Fat Red. Yeah, of course. And... it's just like you can't even be broke anymore. You used to be able to go buy little, like, the 1/18 scale figures for nothing. Not even that long ago. I mean, I guess it was a while ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. You can go find them for nothing. $5, $10, not even 10. Always under 10, so maybe $8, $5. My memory may be fuzzy. I mean, today I was going down... grocery aisle and I'm looking at the price of ramen noodles. I was like, man, 47 cents for a package of ramen noodles is crazy. But not that that's new. It's been there for years. It's been banging around in between 30 up to 47, came down to like 42. Went to... I've been watching them ramen noodle prices like a hawk. Oh, botanicals. The flowers in the bonsai trees. Okay. I'm not that hip. Botanical sets are big business for... Yeah, I imagine they would be. They're definitely cool looking, Endless Fables. I'm going to work on something. What should I do? I don't know, man. What do you want to do? What do you have the supplies to do? More AWOC airships. Oh, did someone do an AWOC airship? I was thinking about doing that about, maybe a year or so ago. Let me see here. Three-inch door. I don't... Dude, that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, so you worked on an airship. When I said that's what I was thinking, I was referring to the size of it since it was in your garage. Like, to make it... I mean, obviously you're not going to make it fully to scale. You might, but even to, like, cheat scale it, it would still need to be pretty darn large. How big did it end up being? What were the measurements on it? Make a Final Fantasy VI airship rat. That would be awesome, Briscoe. I do admit. Eduardo's floating yellow chariot. No one's going to forget that, dude. Take a number. Yeah, 4 feet long, 2.5 feet wide. That's about a scale I could see making it. Yeah. Very cool. And I mean, I remember because I was looking at them, and in the comic there were some that kind of looked like they were smaller, like skiffs almost, from what I remember. The other thing I kind of wanted to make, it was just, you know, I never did, but it was like a thought if I was going to do something big and crazy, was those insect, like spider-legged walking things that Kali had. I thought that would be pretty neat. It might be kind of difficult to get them to like mechanically do much, but you could probably like get them to where the legs were, I don't know, posable is what I want to say, but you might be able to maneuver them a little bit and then put a peg in it or something like that. At least that would be my level of engineering on it. Spider-Man, that would be crazy, Briscoe. That thing was extremely detailed. And large. Smaller projects at the moment. Yeah, it's a wooden slat door. I'm not going to use the brush on this either. I'm going to do the my old pencil technique. So a lot of people that used to do the pencil lines, they would just kind of draw, like, you know, you just like draw the wood grain like that and just kind of keep going out until you have like a whole pattern. And I realized that you don't really need to do that. You could just kind of come in and go nuts. Of course, it's going to tear now that I'm talking about it, but it'll be all right. You just kind of come in and go nuts, loosey-goosey on it. It actually looks pretty decent once you paint it. Looks better if you don't tear the foam. Not that a little knot might not look good as well, but it's not necessary. The knot is not necessary. Oh my goodness, you just can't escape getting old, can you? Yeah, I use the small wire brush all the time. But this is also just a different style of wood texture, and yeah, it actually looks pretty good. I would say this is more cartoonish. You know what I mean? Like a little bit larger than life texture. The wood grain is so fine and realistic looking that sometimes when I'm doing something that's like a little bit more heavy-handed on the color, like unrealistic highlights and stuff, I think the wood grain looks just a little bit too fine, like the detail is a little too fine, but it works. I like the wood grain. Wood grain looks awesome, and it's super easy to do, and so is this, honestly. But this was kind of a thing, like I didn't really see too many people. I didn't see anyone doing this. I don't know if someone else was doing it exactly this way. But back when I started doing this, everyone was doing either like taking a pen and doing the lines, and then the wood grain with a brush started getting really popular. But yeah, so you can see the look of that. All right, Fat Red, you have a good weekend. Why this when I have me? What's going on? Doing well, doing well. Hope you're doing well. All right. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. We're just going to do what we were going to do. Wow, Ed. That's funny. Good riddance, huh? You know that music from last week? Copyright struck me. I mean, not struck, but they got me on it. So I'm doing the revenue share on that one. Not that it's very much anyway, but I guess I can't use that music. Every time I try to do something a little different with the music, I just get pinched for it. It never works out. He knows I love him, yeah. Christmas, yeah, man, Christmas came quick. I don't even know what's going on. Briscoe, what's on the Christmas watch list this year? Besides Die Hard, Home Alone, Jingle All the Way. Why This Is Me. I think that's Hi, It's Me. Doing a lot of robotic stuff. Oh, that's cool, man. Making cars and elevators. Like, smaller scale or bigger? Sounds cool either way. Trip D Outpost. Thank you very much, Trip D, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Small, fast little things. Very neat. Trying to get a more diverse Christmas. Yeah, Briscoe. I mean, look, the classics are great and all, but sure, it's not bad to add something in. Violent Night was okay. Was not bad. Been into drawing lately. Cool. Yeah, drawing. I go in and out of it, but not. I've never been like very good at drawing or anything. But it's definitely the basis for many things, right? I mean, even dioramas, you can draw stuff out. It really helps. It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. It's been a few years since I've seen it. I might need to do that one this year with Mom. Let me start this at the top so it's less confusing. Alright, I won't be lazy. Fat Man this weekend. Briscoe, honestly, I think drawing is one of those I think anyone can do, right? I mean, if you can write the English alphabet, you can draw. So it's just, everyone is not going to be Rembrandt, but you can draw something if you try. I draw lots of people, sketch, I got 4 down, but very cool. Yeah, I never really liked drawing people, portraits that much. I mean, I did a little tiny bit, but more like cartoony stuff. I did it to get through, like, art lessons I was doing. Online art lessons, mind you. But, yeah. It's very cool stuff. Lots of people really enjoy it. I've always been more of a things person. Things or places. An original teaser poster. That's pretty cool. So, do you remember when they used to do the release parties, like at, when they would come out with a video, they would release it with a poster? I have like a bunch of those posters. They're not full-size movie posters, but they're pretty big. I have a bunch of them for the Fellowship of the Ring. Been binge watching Defiance. I liked Defiance. I need to watch that again. I like that show. Pretty much anything science fiction-y I like, though, even if it's bad, so that's a low bar. Still have a few from Walmart, Indiana Jones, and yeah, Lord of the Rings. Go for it painting. What's going on, Go for it painting? Man, we're getting a lot of visitors popping through tonight. Cinema banner posters, 8 foot by 5 foot. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I used to have, and I don't even remember what I did with it. I think I tossed it, honestly, before I realized the value of that stuff. I used to have the the big, massive sign they hung at the front of Walmart for one of the early Harry Potter movies. It might have even been the first one. And yeah, it was giant like that. It was huge. Shane, what's going on, man? Yo, what's good, guys? Dropping the kid off at work, but I had a minute to drop a like, and what's up, everybody? Time for a late lunch here. Man, I'm actually, I need a snack. I don't have a snack set up tonight. That's a shame. I'm gonna have to figure something out after the stream. No snacks. I know, right? Did I forget how to stream? That's what I'm saying, dude. Apparently I did. I mean, I got like these grungy 2 peanut butter crackers right here that they're gonna have to. They might just have to do. And Ed, yes, Cinnamon Life does sound pretty good. I haven't had like a cereal, and I couldn't even tell you. I could not even tell you. A very long time. Over a decade. I mean, I've had oatmeal. I've had grits. I'm like an old man from 1940, dude. I actually really like grits, though. Oatmeal I tolerate. Although I don't eat it as much as I used to. Cocoa Pebbles, that's rough. I know a lot of people like Cocoa Pebbles, but I cannot deny that Fruity Pebbles was basically my favorite super sweet cereal. Grits, yeah. Grits is good, man. Just a little butter and salt. Judging by everything else you've just said, Ed, I feel like you probably like pour maple syrup into your grits. But butter and salt for me. Everything I know about grits I learned from my cousin Vinny. I walk away to get supplies, and now I got to get something to eat. Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. Wow, it's after 1 already. Look at that. I actually got busy enough to not notice what time it was. Just said to my son, I'm surprised he's still going. It's 2 a.m. He's locked in. There you go. Yeah, I actually could probably go for a while now, but because I have that whole other wall to do, and we're going to do a frame around this door. However, I do have to get up at 5:30 in the morning because I have a function I have to be at 6:30. So probably not a good idea for me to do that today. Need a balloon and Walmart is no longer 24 hours. Yeah. I wonder if a gas station would sell a pack of balloons. Maybe. Yeah, smack it with a rock. That's the way. I used to really get crazy smacking. I had bigger rocks, but it's kind of late, and we're... yeah, it's just kind of late. But that could be actually quite fun if you just start smacking the crap out of it with a rock. Yeah, actually, I've done shorts like that. You just smack it with this, smack it with that. I remember that now. Edibles finally kicking in, right on. Are you on the East Coast, West Coast, or somewhere in between? I am in the state of Texas. So that would be in between. Okay, guys, it is 1:11 a.m. here in Texas, and we've made a lot of dust, but this was good. I had something in mind that I wanted to do, and so made quite a bit of progress on it from scratch, considering, well, I cut the panels before we started the stream. So pretty happy with that. I don't know if I'm going to work on this off stream or save it for next stream. We'll see. The stars at night are big and bright, right? All right, Briscoe's about to go engage on his own personal journey now, but we are going to be signing off. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Special shout out to the channel members. I really appreciate everyone who supports. That's keeps me in snacks and art supplies. And shout out to everyone really that came through and hung out. Thank you very much for hanging out. And hope everyone has a great weekend. And you can tell I'm tired. And take it easy. Bye.